Take 3 of our Thursday morning and final morning workouts update. Peter Thomas Fornatal here with Michael Adolphson. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to run through this in sort of a best bets idea. You know, we can skip races, but I know you have some ideas in the juvenile turf sprint.
Yeah, finally today I developed an idea, which was very rare for me. Cherry Blossom looks really good on the track, and I went back and watched more of her races, and I feel like she might be sitting on quite the race. She's 12-1 in the UK market right now. I don't know what she's going to fall here, hopefully far above that. And hopefully everyone who's listening now doesn't lower her price. And, you know, I think Tiger Bell looked good today. She's a little pocket rocket. Christian DeMuro was here. I talked to him after he got on her. He's riding her in the race, won a Group 3 on her for Ada McGuinness. You can be sure that she's been around a bend in Ireland because that's what he did with a Case of You before he brought him over and finished a very good fourth. I think it was fourth?
Fourth in the juvenile turf.
Or the turf sprint of Del Mar. And he's a class act of a trainer, and he's going to get that horse ready. But I am going to lean on Cherry Blossom on top here. Another one to look for, Valiant Force, I think is a bit overlooked and forgotten. And he's a fast ground horse. He wanted 150-1. Not going to get that this time, but at Royal Ascot. But I do think a fair 10 to 15 is what you can play with him. And if you think that he's got some foot to him. He looked great this morning. If he can get out there, he's going to be great.
Juvenile turf?
Juvenile turf, I'm just going to stick with my original gut feeling. Was unquestionable. I think after Longchamp, I thought that his Lagardère run was very good.
It was.
I love Frankie picking up the ride. I think he's just a solid horse, and he needed that run. He's going to come forward, and he loves fast ground. He's just going to be a slightly better value than River Tiber on the board, who's a slight favorite right now.
Juvenile fillies turf. This one in the U.S. has some count, but obviously strong international group as well. Which way are you leaning as far as that one goes?
Juvenile fillies turf, to me, is just going to be... I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard, but I think Cherie DeVaux is going to be very tough in there.
Love it.
I think that there's going to be...
She feels pretty.
Yeah, she feels pretty. If she repeats that kind of... The race she came out of, was it the Natama?
Yes.
Has proven to be a key race here.
5 next out winners.
Yeah, it's just, to me, she's just going to be extremely tough if she does that again, and I think she'll get the trip that she needs in order to do it.
Anything else on those Friday races, or should we pivot to Saturday and the filly and mare turf, one of the big clashes of the weekend?
I mean, in the juvenile, I do think that I thought Locked is almost a lock in there. I think he's
music to my ears.
And if you're going to go against him, I'm probably going to play Muth. I think Muth is going to run a big race for Bob Baffert.
Love it. How about that filly and mare turf? Well, it sounds like you have some more definitive opinion at this stage.
The race goes through in Italian, and I think it will. But I think that she's going to be in the mix. But she looks great, and she's going to set the pace till probably the final 30 yards, much to Chad's chagrin. And I feel like Warm Heart's going to get there. She's got the perfect pose to sit and stalk this horse. She's got a little bit of speed herself. She can be placed where Ryan likes. She's a fighter, and that's going to be key. That's remember Lady Eli and Queen's Trust. Queen's Trust was a fighter. Yep. This filly's better than Queen's Trust. She comes in very similarly to Tuesday last year, and I think she's a better filly than Tuesday. People are going to say Tuesday was a 12-furlong filly winning the Oaks. They're saying the same thing about Warm Heart. Deja vu.
Yeah, and in Italian could make that a real stamina test where that Warm Heart quality comes into play, and it's not too sharp after all. The mile, I know you like one of the favorites, you don't like another one of the favorites, and I know you have some bomb ideas here.
Yes, I obviously Songline is where I'm sticking. I love her. She's probably my favorite horse in training. She takes her race with her. She looks like class. She stays out here for an hour and a half. She might as well go to Clocker's Corner and grab a burrito. She's here for a long time in the morning and just looks unbothered the entire time. Just class. She's going to make her own luck. She just got to get there in time and hold off kind of the spurty types, the Kalinas, the horses with huge turn of foot that might get the jump on her. She's got to get the jump on them. And if she does that, she wins the race. Maude is the slight favorite right now. I don't understand why with other speed in the race like Win Carnelian. If she doesn't get to the front, she can sit off the flank and Win Carnelian, but I just don't see her winning without an easy lead.
I feel bad. When we did our Japanese contender preview, I sort of breezed over Win Carnelian. You gave a good shout, and the more I look at the race, I think Win Carnelian has an on-the-board shot. Do you agree?
Very much so. If you go back and watch his Mainichi Okan, which is a very salty Group 2 with 9 furlong prep, Songline was a nose second in there. He was fourth, just behind, fourth, fifth, right, a couple lengths behind. He set the pace until that point. That was a 9 furlong race. He cuts to a tight-turned like beautiful course here that's going to be nice and firm, he's going to go to the front. He's going to be very tough to pass, and I think that he's going to be in the frame. I think Modge will be there too, but I think they're going to get caught by the slightly better horses like Songline.
You are a card-carrying member of the Mostadaf fan club, the bandwagon. It was so full they had to bring out another one, and now that one's getting full. Are you sticking with Mostadaf at this stage in the turf?
Yeah, but if it raises his price, I hate him. It would be great if he didn't look so good. He just looks fantastic. He's one of the better looking horses I've ever seen. He runs in a way that I really love. He takes the race to them if he wants to. He can go to the front. He can sit second. He can come from the back if he needs to. His turn of foot is electric. Jim has all the confidence in the world on him. He was out here earlier and just did this beautiful high-paced canter down the outside of the turf. He's loving life right now. He just looks fantastic. Like Kimberly Akimbo just won the Tony for Best Musical. It's so good. He looked good. He sounded good. He flooded my basement. It was just fantastic.
I need to go see that, by the way. Would Perrin enjoy it? A 10-year-old girl going to enjoy Kimberly Akimbo?
Anybody
Any
will
human
enjoy
being?
it.
All right, love it. You had another, in one of the other many takes that Ernie made us do, you had a long shot case for a Japanese contender in the turf.
I mean, Shahryar is 12-1 right now. And I don't understand. He's a Japanese Derby winner. He's already shipped and won a Group 1 around the world. He's a top 4 contender in the race. He drew extremely well in the 1 for him because he likes to draft. Christian Demuro's here, and he's very confident in his ability and the trainer's ability to get him right. The only issue is whether or not you are. He's probably his last race or second to last. If he runs well here, he might go to the Rhea McKinnon. But I think that if he's on his A game, you just can't doubt the form. You can't look at the Prince of Wales and say that was last year and say that was a proper version of him in international company. This is his track. This is his kind
Suitable
of a setup.
conditions for sure.
What beats him to me is horses like Mostadaf and Augusto Rodin, who are just going to slightly outfinish him. I think. Remember, this is a horse who beat Yabir. He's beat some top class horses. He's traveled around the world. He's won almost $9 million. Like, what do you want? Like, he's going to be in the frame.
You've raved all week about Ushba Tesoro.
Yeah.
Did you see anything from him today? And is he your top pick in the Classic?
Oh, he's been my top pick for a month. I just hate that he's gone from 25 to 10 to 10, 12 to 10 to 4 to 1. And that's fine. I locked him in earlier with a nice one. But I think that he's the horse to beat. He closes like a train. He runs like a train. He looks like a train. And he's just he's one of those horses that can take his track with him. He loves tight turns. He's proven that despite his size. There's some gate issues people are worried about. If you're worried about them, keep worrying because I want his price up. 4 to 1 is a little low for me, but I'll take it.
All right, we don't have time to do much more, but I'm sure you have something. You have these copious notes. You have one more opinion on Saturday in a dirt race we didn't talk about to throw out there.
Yes, in the distaff, 2 fillies have really jumped off to me physically. I thought Pretty Mischievous looked amazing. Thought she's filled out really well. I think 50 to 1, La Davida hits the board.
I get it.
And if you're one of my favorite bets in the world in the U.S. is to do a minimum bet 5-horse tri-box with 2 bombs and 3 logicals. And you hope that one of those bombs comes in there, and I think she's the one. She's a 9 furlong plus filly. All she needs to do is change leads, and she's right there at the finish.
So
she's going to keep
pace.
coming.
Yep, yeah, and so much pace in there. Michael, you've been awesome all week.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and I hope I've misled all of you.